What's going on, everybody? I'm Pastor Josh, and you are listening to another episode of the Preach That podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Preach That podcast. I have with me for the first time ever. So usually I would do an intro with the person that I am chatting with, talking with, interviewing, whatever you want to call it. But Pastor Daryl joined me for this episode, and we sat down and I hit record, and we never really didn't acknowledge that the cameras were rolling until like 15 minutes into the conversation. And so he said, "Hey, are you gonna do an intro?" I'm like, "I'll just do one later." So for the first time ever, I have an extra intro with an extra guest, my beautiful wife, Allie. I drug her in here and forced her against her will to record this intro to this podcast. We just got home from a 5-hour drive from Nashville, immediately out of the van into the church for an hour and 15 minutes of worship practice. And then I drove her right back in here to record an intro to a podcast because that's how much she loves me, everybody. You guys saw the look. Anyways.
I do love you, but.
Thank you. I love you too. Just a quick intro to the episode. Pastor Daryl and I had a great time. I had to cut it a little bit short, also because I didn't want to get that look for being late to my son's birthday dinner.
Right.
So we had packed so much stuff into Wednesday before we left for our trip on Thursday morning to Nashville. Mm-hmm. And now it's Saturday and we just got back and we are exhausted. We went to a conference down there that was like 3 hours Thursday night, 12 hours Friday, and then it ended up being like 3.5 hours today.
Right.
And we left, grabbed lunch super fast. We stopped like 1 or 2 times on the way home for gas and a bathroom break.
We were getting so delusional. We were trying to play games in the car.
Yeah.
And it wasn't great.
We played like 49 seconds of I Spy. She's like, "I don't like this game." And then we played another game. But all of these were her ideas. She's like, "Let's play this." And we started playing. I hate this game. It was so funny. We're so tired that whenever we got in here, she sat in the wrong chair 4 times after I pointed to where to tell her to go sit
Well,
down.
I was confused to what we were doing.
Anyways, no, I'm just teasing her because she's doing this for me, and I guilted her into doing it. And then her dad talked about how we have matching T-shirts from the conference that we went to, and so she had to do it because we look cute. So, but anyways, Pastor Daryl, I had a great conversation with him. I just love Pastor Daryl.
Yeah, I would love to get to meet him in person.
Yeah, you never actually gotten to meet him, but you always, every time I tell it,
I probably missed him by like, 3 minutes maybe?
Maybe 5.
5
You had
minutes.
to leave to go get things done at the house before the birthday dinner for Zeke, and I was here getting stuff done. It was just, it's been a hectic last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days.
Yep, but I look forward to hearing your chat. And
yes.
We're just here for the intro, honey.
We're just here for the intro. The other reason I drag her in here is because if you watch regularly, or if you have gone back to see any of the other episodes, you can see that I'm wearing a different hat.
Right.
And that's because...
Preach that.
My sunglasses have been on this whole time. It was blocking the hat the whole time. We ordered some of the stuff. It took 10 days to get here, which I didn't think was too bad.
No.
It was dead center of the window. They said it'd be here between like the 17th and the 20th, and it showed up like on the 19th, I think. And we ordered it the 9th. 10 days to get here. Not bad at all. And I'm an honest person. The other hat is slightly more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's also, I think one advantage that it has is they had like big head options.
Right.
And this one is not. So this is on the second snap. The other one's on the third snap. If that other hat, I'm telling you, is ballin'. It's like a 9.5
right.
if I was rating it. This is probably like an 8.6. It's right there, super close. A great hat. It is comfortable. It's just not as comfortable.
Right.
But I've been wearing this a lot, probably half the time this weekend. It's not one of those hats that you have to take off all the time because it's not comfortable.
Right.
So I'm happy with it.
Well, okay, so I spoke on these shirts because when you had mentioned it,
yes.
I was one that said we probably should order it first.
Right.
Because I'm very picky. So ladies out there, okay, so I'm going to use this shirt as an example. Okay, so when you go to like a conference, you very limited options.
Right.
Like, obviously for us women, you're really getting men fit shirts. I mean, it's just the reality.
Unisex is basically means small men's shirts.
Right. And it's just like the harder cotton. Like, you sweat a lot in it.
These are a little thick.
Right. And it's just not as flattering to us ladies, okay?
It was a worship conference, and so the T-shirts are all worship leader T-shirts.
Right.
Baggy, long, short sleeves.
Right.
You know, that kind of fit.
Okay.
Which is my style. I like that.
Right. So, okay, so I ordered the shirt. It is very soft, lightweight, and it's very roomy. So I upsized because you never know.
Yeah.
I could have got my true to size and been more than fine. Yep. So if you upsize, you'll be fine. It'll just be a little bit longer, just depending on how you like the fit. But you can breathe in it. I was comfortable. We wore it to our conference, and
if I remember, and I will try my best to remember to put like the picture that we took at the conference of you and I both wearing our shirts.
I don't know if we took a picture.
We were taking a selfie, and then that kind lady said, "Hey, do you want me to take your picture?" So if I can remember, I will put one of those pictures in there so that you can see it in person. I can also try to remember to put like a screenshot or something of the website on there as well.
Right.
And the shirt that I got is the Comfort Colors. It's a heavyweight, so it's not as heavy as this, but it is a little bit heavier, but it's crazy. Like Comfort Colors lives up to the name.
Right.
It's
I really like their brand. So.
And I think, so I have on there men's Comfort Colors. I think I'm just going to change it to Comfort Colors because it's kind of like this. Like if this can be unisex, then that Comfort Colors could be unisex shirt. So I think I'm just going to take the men's off there. That way it's available. Like people don't like not buy it because it says that.
The only thing I would want to do is like update our color options. I don't know what we have on there, but
there's a lot of color options.
Did we have black?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I didn't give you an option. I
just kind of thought that was like the color we had. Okay. Well,
there's like, I think there's 7 or 8 different colors.
Okay. Well, I can only speak to comfort and quality and fit. And for the ladies out there, mine worked just fine.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I'll grab a lot out of my closet, but I'm not going to advertise that till, it came in. So I would definitely get it if you like the saying and if you like it.
Yes. So the ladies' shirts are all Bella and Canvas. This is the brand of the shirt. It's super light and soft. And then Comfort Colors is the other brand. And then the hat is a Yupong something or other.
Yeah.
This is the snapback.
You should look at the other brand of hat you had.
I have 3 different brands of hats on there. So the Art of Homage hat that I used to wear all the time, does not have a label on it. On the inside, it literally is the stitching where it would normally say like New Era, Yupong, something like that. It literally says AOH. Like it has their brand on everything. So I don't know if they had those hats specifically made for them.
Right.
I'd love to get a bunch of blank hats from them.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. But yeah.
Anyway, so check it out. I'm sure the link will be below. I loved it. I'll definitely be wearing it in the next one we record. So
yeah. So and that is the shirt, the hat and the shirt this hat and that shirt is what I wore whenever I had my conversation with Daryl as well. So you'll get to see that shirt during the episode.
Right. I feel like there was a lot of options. So
there was a lot of options.
Right. Maybe I'll come up with a few sayings.
Yeah. She's going to come up with some stuff to put on there. There's another one that says Jesus is King with a crown of thorns hanging off the edge of it. Brandon and I really like that one. And then, it's July. So there's hoodies on there too, but I'm not buying a hoodie until it gets to the fall. So we'll review the hoodies in the future. Right. Brandon's going to buy a few hoodies to wear on the house because he's obsessed with hoodies like I am, but I sweat too much to wear them right now.
I'm so tired.
Anyways, I will let this woman go home and rest. Get ready to sing a bunch of songs tomorrow. That was the other thing I didn't tell him. I rearranged the whole service tomorrow and made your job a little harder.
Yep, you sure did.
Actually, the Holy Spirit did. So take it up with him.
I'm going to go to sleep.
Thank you guys for checking this out. Now that we have rambled about the merch, check it out if you want. The link is in the description below. Let us know what you think. If you do order it, let us know how long it takes to come in and what the quality, the fit, and everything like that is. I'm super excited now that we have stuff.
Right. I'm confident to speak on it because I'm not going to advertise something.
Yes.
I was a little nervous because I thought you said it was what we ordered from the church.
It's the same fulfillment company.
Right.
But different.
But the women's shirt I could never wear.
It's a different. I was able to spend a little more time looking for stuff. I didn't realize how many options they had.
Okay.
And so I just
for the ladies, I'm confident to tell you it will fit you well.
For the church stuff, I went with the one that said recommended, and I don't recommend the recommended.
Right. I really love the ones we got. So
yeah, I'm excited now.
It doesn't hug you in the wrong places.
Yeah.
It's very flattering.
Thanks for doing this, even though I didn't give you a whole lot of a choice.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. Anyways, we love you guys. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy episode, I think, 36. I'm not even going to check because I'm not confident. Episode 36 of the Preach That podcast. If I'm wrong, so be it.
Okay. Love you.
Love you. Love you guys. Enjoy. So how's church been? The last, you've got 2 weeks in, right?
Yeah. Are we rolling? Are we live?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to cut all that out, but...
You going to do intro?
I'll do that. I'll do it after.
All right.
Yeah.
So... Amazing, man.
That's awesome.
Like
all the pictures and stuff on Facebook have looked incredible.
And it's funny because like the first service, it was like 10. We started at 10:30. It was at Kiwanis Park. It was like 10:15, and people were pulling up and stuff like that. So, you kind of feel. And I had told God, like, if you send one person, then that's who, you know what I mean? But people just kept coming. Some people we didn't know, but we had hit the street Saturday night, and we went door to door.
That's
like
awesome.
Some apartment complexes. We hit the trailer park.
Yeah.
And was just going door to door, meeting people,
awesome.
letting them know.
Those street team shirts are ridiculous.
Heather made those, man.
Those are sweet.
Yeah. And so we met some people. Some people came from that. Some people that just knew us previously.
Yeah.
And it was great, man.
That's
and
awesome.
it felt good to get that first one. Out the way.
Yep.
So then the second one was like no jitters. We had a meeting about like, okay, what could we do better?
Yeah.
What did we see? What did we learn?
Yep.
What could we streamline a little better?
Yeah.
Cause that first one, like everybody was locked in, but we were locked in kind of to our pieces. Boom, 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 boom. And so the second one, we locked into our pieces, but we floated through everybody.
Yeah.
So it was like
everybody was more comfortable with their piece, so they were able to go visit the other ones.
Oh yeah,
Good.
it was, and it was smooth. Shout out to DJ Mike James and DJ Fire, who have been like really helping my sound guy get locked in, because we're starting from scratch,
right?
And so it's like you plug this into where I'm talking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But big ups to them, because they stepped up to no cost of us,
right?
These guys make big money doing DJing events and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they just, hey, we got your back.
That's
man.
Sweet.
So the second one, it's funny because we were ready. We were streamlined. We were prepped. We were ready.
Yeah.
It's like 10:23. No one's there. No one's there but us. And it's that little moment.
Yeah.
Because we were at, we had put out, we're going to be at Sister City Park North Pavilion. You ever been to Sister City Park?
I've driven past it.
So there's two pavilions, north and south. The north pavilion is smaller. The south pavilion is set up more like the covering over the roof is longer and it's more platform. So we were like, excuse me, now let's do south pavilion. But we had put out north. But we're like, when people pull up, they'll see like all the cars over here. Boom. 10:23. Nobody. So it's that moment where I'm like, okay, Lord, like we planned it. We're ready.
Is the park big enough where it's hard to see? Like, can you see the other pavilion from the other?
Oh yeah, you can. So, but what I did is like 10:24. Now I was walking this little path because I was gonna walk down there and see like, okay, And so as I'm walking this little path, just a line of cars are pulling up, just pulling up.
Yeah.
So I told Heather, I said, don't start worship yet.
Yeah.
Wait till like 10:35.
Right.
10:35. It's probably like 60 people out there. We were getting kids checked in. So I think we got going at like 10:38ish, which is cool. You know what I mean? Like, let everybody get settled, man.
Absolutely.
And it was great. It was great. And people like in the houses right over there could hear the worship. Some people came from over there because that's my subdivision over there.
Right.
Some people that we knew from over there came over.
That's awesome.
So it was more people than the first time at the second time. And then our last outdoor one will be the 23rd back at Kiwanis Park Pavilion.
Okay. Nice.
We got a drone flying in to take some footage.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, and so we're excited. They got worship practice for that tomorrow night. And that's fun too, because like we're not in our building yet. So every worship practice is at my house.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? So I can hear the worship. And I wrote the end of my last sermon at the end of their worship practice.
I was just getting ready to say that.
Yeah.
What better atmosphere to prepare a sermon than when your worship team's in the other room?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
I love that.
Yeah, man, things have been going good. And it's just funny because, like we said before, you feel like, man, I hope I'm hearing God right. Yeah. I hope, you know what I mean? And then, you know, the enemy is like, yeah. But just to continuously see.
Yep.
And even the things that everything's not going smoothly, but we're able to pivot and navigate and not get discouraged. And there's been so many new things to learn. And I like learning.
Yes.
Like, you know, like I'll ask a million questions about a podcast. I'll ask the silliest question because I want to learn.
Yeah, I want all the information.
I want it all. And so like it's been cool to have to learn sound. I never had to learn sound. I'd be like, Andrew, cue up my I never had to, you know what I mean?
And it's one thing to learn how to kind of operate the board good enough to get through a service. It's another one to install it and run the wires and hook it up every week.
Yeah.
That's a whole different ball game.
A whole different ball game. So practice last week, the board that we were using, now DJ Fire and DJ Mike, they got new boards, nice boards. I think they're like 8 or 10 channels. But the board that's at my house for worship, I think it's 16 channels, but like 6 of them don't work.
Okay.
So 6 channels don't work. One of my speakers, the jack in the back is a little loose. And so when we hooked up the mics and the sound and everything, we weren't getting anything like we could see the board was on. We could see the board. We could see the amp was on, but the board and the amp weren't communicating.
Okay.
So I had to call Mike. I called Nathan, who's DJ Fire. He was like, let me call Mike.
Yeah.
He called Mike. Mike came like 10 minutes. Mike came. Wow. Turns out we just had the cord. I think it's a 1/4 inch cable running from the board to the amp. We just had it in one of the spots that wasn't working.
Gotcha.
So even that's cool. Now I ordered a brand new board that I think it's supposed to be delivered today by 5 o'clock, and it's powered, so we won't need the amp anymore.
Well, this is nerd talk because I like all this. But what kind of board did you get?
It's I'm about to tell you.
Is it digital or still analog?
So by digital, you mean do you move it up and down?
So basically the digital still has the faders, but all the EQ is done digitally instead of having all the knobs. An analog board has like a treble knob, like a high knob, mid knob, low knob, has reverb knobs. The digital board, everything's done usually like on a touch screen.
I don't think so. Where you at? Let me see.
Like I know that the digital boards I am most familiar with are the Yamaha ones that have a touch screen on it that you can control everything, but then it also has some buttons and a knob where you can select on the touch screen if you want to control the high pass filter, and then you can use the knob to adjust it.
It's this Rockville.
Okay, yeah, that's an analog board.
Yeah, it's this Rockville.
The digital boards are sweet, especially because like they can interface with in-ear monitors, but like the Yamaha then has, if you hook it to a router, then it has an app you can get on your phone where you can control your in-ears on your phone. I can control mine on my phone and have whatever mix we want separate. Yeah. Usually like on the analog boards, it's usually 1, maybe 2 monitor outputs where you can't really, not everybody can have their own custom in-ears. Yeah. But as far as running sound, I'm better on an analog because I'm just more familiar with it.
You're more familiar with it.
And it makes more sense to me that, okay, this knob does this instead of having to try to search for it through a screen and a menu and everything else.
And so, that's kind of where we are, like as a team, as learning right now.
Yep.
Like we're being taught from a board just like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So for now, once we get comfortable and once our bank account suffices, you know, we'll get a 36 channel, $6,000 digital, but you know what I mean?
Yep.
But for right now, it's fun for me.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating too, because like, and I think that's what lends to me wanting to learn, is because I like to be streamlined. Yep. Like I want to walk in, turn it on, but God is so good that like in this building moment, I have to learn. I have to learn how to plug this stuff in. I have to learn how to do that. I have to learn that this mic isn't as good as this mic. Yeah. And here's why. My cousin Brandon is a sound guy, big time dude. And so he came down to play guitar. He plays guitar for Bethel.
Oh, okay.
And out of Crown Point, Indiana.
Nice.
And so he came to play guitar, and he brought us a bunch of wireless Shure mics. And I bought a wireless Shure mic. And I didn't know that there's levels to my, you know what I mean? Yep. So like my Shure mic that's wireless, how do I say it? You can't change anything about it through the board. Like it's where it's at. Its settings are where it's at.
Gotcha.
The one Brandon bought me. So like when I came out, Nate was like, here, you're going to use this mic. This is one of the ones Brandon bought because I can dial it in.
Yeah.
You know, just stuff like that is exciting. But the blessing is this. Brandon surprised us. We didn't even know Brandon was coming. Not only did he surprise us, he bought a gang of stuff for us. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
Stuff that I didn't even know we needed, but God knew we needed.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So things like that have been just so fun, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then the longer, the deeper you get into the process, it's gonna be, you'll get the audio stuff figured out and set up, and then it'll be something with the kids ministry or the youth group or the it's just every step of the way that that's why I don't own my own company, because if I did, I'd be the only one working for it, because I would drive people nuts, because I'd have to be in the middle of everything and I'd have to learn everything, understand everything, and do everything. And because I want to know everything, so that way if something goes wrong, I don't have to call somebody. Right. I can figure it out. At least have the knowledge to try and figure it out. And so I want to be able to fix most things. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I am. But it's the longer and the deeper I get into ministry, it's I just find myself going down rabbit hole. I'm learning how to play piano now.
Yeah, you said
because we at our 10 o'clock worship service, we have the 8 o'clock traditional, 10 o'clock contemporary. And so right now the contemporary, my wife and her sister lead worship with the iPad with tracks. And I know people in the church want instruments up there. I want instruments up there. And recently a buddy of mine, his uncle gave him a guitar. And so he's never played before, but he's learning how to play the guitar. And I think he's like 36, I want to say. And so he was talking about that the other day, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like I'm sitting here, begging God, please bring people to the church that can play instruments. And I'm sitting there like, so
you're them.
I'm in it now. I'm in it now. And I can almost play a song.
Yeah.
One song, a really slow song.
And it's been a week.
It's been a week, yeah.
So imagine 2 years from now.
Right.
Yeah. And you're right. I went to Jeremy Morton's church, Truth and Grace, about a month ago. And I don't know, I think Jeremy was back there with the guitar, but he was speaking. Like he was saying announcements or something. Yeah. But he's playing the guitar. You know what I mean? Like it's opened my eyes to like, you got to be able to get in there, man. And
man, I always draw a blank whenever I actually need Pastor Joe at Freedom Life. Mm-hmm. He's the same way. He's up there. I don't know if he is the worship leader. I know he plays guitar and stuff, and I've seen clips and stuff online. I always watch. He's awesome. I love watching his stuff. And And so I'll get on there and he'll be up there during worship. He's basically preaching during worship while playing the guitar. And I'm like, man, I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, trying to expand myself a little bit.
Yeah. It's fun, man.
Yeah.
It's fun. I mean, like, I think I'm past I'm in a place of like, okay, God, what's next?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, for months, I've just watched him come through time after time after time. And so I'm in a place where I'm just ready to see what he does next. I don't have any angst anymore.
Right. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
No, yeah.
And so next week is your last outdoor service, and then you're moving into the Charleston High School, right?
Yep, Charleston High School. So we're not meeting on, what would it be, the 30th. I'll be on vacation.
Okay.
We're going to take the boys to the Dells.
Nice.
And then come back. August 6th will be Charleston High School.
Sweet.
Hopefully 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where are you going at the Dells?
Where are we going? We usually we're staying at like I think it's a Marriott, but we'll be probably King's. What's the name of the place with the big wave pool? We usually try to go to a few different. Yeah. We don't just lock into like Great Wolf Lodge and that's where you're at for 3 days.
Yeah.
We like to stay at a place and then go visit the different things.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I think it's a Marriott, and we also like to spend a day in that little town. You go to Paul Bunyan's, and when we're in Wisconsin Dells, there's no dietary restrictions.
Right.
No, yeah.
Vacation calories don't count.
It don't count. Right. You've earned. It's messed up too because you try to get your body right. We're going to the Dells, so I got to hit the gym. And day one, you're
derail everything.
2,700 calories. Yeah.
Yep. I'm the same way. Well, I think the last time we went to New Jersey to see my wife's parents, I think I gained 10 pounds that week.
Yeah. I can imagine. The East Coast, Philly steaks, ginormous piece of slices, ice cream.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody's healthy on the East Coast.
They live like 2 minutes from Dunkin' Donuts. So I'm at Dunkin' Donuts getting a bagel and a donut every morning with my coffee that has cream and sugar in it.
Yeah. You know, you've exceeded your caloric intake before
at
noon.
like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta live
but
a
they
little.
Don't count.
No.
Just when you get home, they count. Unfortunately. Luckily, Brandon has been getting me in the gym more. So
where y'all work out at?
The YMCA in Mattoon.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
We had a membership at Planet Fitness, but they don't have childcare.
No.
YMCA has childcare at certain hours in the morning and the evening, so that just works out better for us.
What y'all usually go in the evening?
Yeah. My wife will go when she's like during the summer when she's not in school. She usually goes. She likes to go in the morning, so she'll go once or twice during the week in the morning if she's not, which she's been super busy this summer. And then a lot of times we'll go as a family in the evening, and the boys want to play basketball after, so we'll go play basketball and stuff like that. But I prefer to work out with somebody because if I don't, I'm not as motivated. I'm not as, and it's the same. There's a lot of gym references that are also spiritual references, and the physical often represents the spiritual. Mm-hmm. And I'm the same way. I prefer to, which I read my Bible by myself all the time, but I prefer to read and study with people. And so Brandon being here has been awesome because we've been doing Bible study type stuff together, doing different studies, and then getting in the gym again. I'm healthier now than before he got here, which is nice. Yeah. Which is also surprising with as stressful as moving and everything else can be.
I know.
So I know it's been good.
It's crazy, man. I've learned because I've been paying attention to it that when I'm stressed, I want a snack. Yeah. I want to grab a handful of gummy bears or some Doritos or because it's comforting. So like changing that thought process in your head is really what a lot of it's about, because here's what sucks is that your nutrition, your health is 20% exercise, 80% diet.
Yep. And for some reason
it's unavoidable.
Right. And for some reason it doesn't click in my brain. I shouldn't say I can't. I struggle with fixing the diet part before I get the physical part. When I'm in the gym, I'm motivated to not ruin the progress, and I'll eat better.
Right.
When I'm not, I'm like, well, who cares? I'm not, and then my diet's way worse.
Yeah.
But and just getting the time to get away, and we're trying to get there 3 days a week.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we've been doing it for a few weeks here. We've hit our goal. Sometimes we've missed it. Sometimes, but something's better than nothing.
I watched my buddy Mike. He was like at 295. He ain't tall. He's like 5'8". And he would always, when he first started his journey, he was like, it's 80%, 80% nutrition.
Right.
So like, even when the days I don't make it to the gym, my diet is good. So my body's still working the right way. Yep. He's like 195 now. And it's been like a year and a half.
Man.
Consistency.
Yes.
Consistency.
Yep.
You know, like you said, like you could go 3 weeks, proper diet, in the gym 3 days a week. It only takes a week to lose everything.
Right.
That consistency, man. And that's with anything in life. There's a book, Atomic Habits.
Yep.
Is that James Clear?
Yes.
Atomic Habits, them 1%.
Yes.
Them 1%, man. But it sounds good and it's wonderful to say, but it's hard to do. It's so
hard, man. And it's the same way. We were just talking about it at men's group. I don't know if you and I have talked about it before or not, but that study that just came out semi-recently about the effects of reading your Bible regularly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And we were just talking about that, and I pulled it up. I don't know if I could probably find it, but it might take me a minute. The results of that study, it's consistency with this, even in the spiritual, when you read your Bible, because even 1 to 3 times a week saw a little bit of a change in some areas, but not much. But man, when you got to 4 times a week or more, and I'm talking like I forget the general areas were like alcohol consumption, pornography, what were some loneliness. They all went. I think the lowest one went down like 38%.
Oh yeah,
and it's crazy.
When the word gets inside of you, that's just a testament to it's living. Yes. It's living.
Absolutely.
When it gets inside of you, it does something. Yeah. It does something internally that, you know, it can't be explained. It can only be explained by scripture itself. It does something to you. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's alive and active.
It is.
And we forget it sometimes. We think it's just a book on the shelf that, you know, that looks good. We've got a family Bible, you know, right by our front door whenever which nobody comes in that door anymore now anyways, but it's decoration. I got a Bible, you know, picture of Bible on my wall right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's alive and active.
I find for me, I don't know, call me old school, but there's a difference for me when I'm reading on my phone to when I'm hearing the pages turn.
Yep.
And I think for me, the way my brain works is like if I'm reading my Bible on my phone and a notification comes,
I was getting ready to say
I get distracted so easily.
Yeah.
And the notification comes through, boom, now I'm down this rabbit hole. But if my phone's down and it's silent and I'm in the pages with the highlighter, seems like I'm locked in.
Yep. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
The other night, Brandon and I were sitting there. We're going through the book of Ephesians right now, and I had my ESV Study Bible, my NASB Hebrew Greek Reference Bible, my NIV Life Application Study Bible, all open to different passages and verses. And it's just, you can't do that on your phone.
You can't do that on your phone.
Even if you're only reading and studying one, there's something different about putting that highlighter on the page.
Something about it.
And grabbing your pen and writing in the margins and stuff.
It's something about it.
Yeah.
I got a friend who always goes back to the Bible that's been highlighted a million different colors with the torn page, with the circled in big pen. And I have a Bible like that too, but I rarely open it now. I think I gave it to my wife actually when we started dating this last time around.
That's cool.
But I like the New King James Study Bible. I got a New King James Study Bible. It's little and thick, so I've been highlighting that one away because you know at the bottom it's got the breakdown of the context and what was going on. And like I've said, I'm a huge context guy.
Definitely.
Huge context guy. I want to know what was going on before the book was written, who wrote it, what were the laws of the land at that time.
Yeah.
I want to know all that.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I love those study Bibles.
Mm-hmm.
I love the saying, and I always think about it because I don't want to mess it up. The life of a person with a Bible that's falling apart, a Bible that's falling apart. Yeah, a Bible that's falling apart is usually owned by somebody that's not.
Ooh.
And I've always remembered
100%.
that. I won't throw a Bible away anyways just because I can't.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
But there's one that I've had for probably 10 or 12 years that has the more highlights and I tend to go back to that. I started something new in a Bible I've got that on one of the front pages, I write the year and highlight that color. So that way I know everything that's in pink is 2023.
Oh.
And so everything in yellow will be 2024, whatever. So that way either me or one of my kids or something can go back and I can see what God was speaking to me when. And this verse meant something to me in that part of my life because I was going through this and reminded me of this. And so that's what I started doing with my. I just bought 2 Bibles within the last 3 months.
Do you journal at all?
I just got. I'm gonna start.
It's not. We don't think it's manly,
right?
Yeah, but it is
to keep a journal.
So,
I've heard so many people tell me to do that, and people online clips that I've seen say you have to do it. And I just got one yesterday to start.
Oh, really? Yeah. Wow. So I have
because I take notes on my phone or in the Bible, but I don't ever have the room to write out all of my actual thoughts.
Yeah.
So I just got one.
I have a 5-year journal that a friend of mine gave me. So and I think it was 2020 when he gave it to me. So I can see the parts where COVID hit the church and we knew what we were going to do. And Heather Heather's cancer came back and here we go again. And you get to look back and see how God showed up for you, man. Because I tell people all the time, we've survived 100% of the things that we thought we couldn't handle.
Right.
You know, those days where you're just like, we're not going to make it. And to be able to look back and see what he did and how he did it and who he sent. But I need to get back into that because I think I stopped writing in it when I got busy church planting. But I should have been but I got planners and things with that information in it.
I think another cool thing, because people a lot of times will ask, what are some tips and tricks to stay consistent or to whatever. I think that will help hold you accountable too.
It does.
Because when you go back and the last journal entry was 5 days ago or 12 days ago or whatever, it's I need to get back into this. And it's just that little extra reminder motivation to stay in it and stay consistent and keep going with it.
Consistency is key.
Yeah.
With everything. Consistency is key. Like successful people, you can ask them, they probably get up at 5 a.m., read their word, work out, cup of coffee, leave, go to work, come back.
Yeah.
Their life isn't, no, it's consistent.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And with everything, consistency is key.
Yeah.
And I like I think it's the 2190 rule where it takes 21 days to develop a habit. It takes 21 days. And then after 90 days, you're locked in.
Yeah.
So between 21 days that you've developed the habit, you might slow down, you might pick, but if you're consistent for 90, now it's a lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah. So, that's what I tell anybody. 21 days, it's a habit. Your body's going to naturally want to do it, whether it's eating right, whether it's exercising, whether it's you got back into church and ministry.
Right.
90 days, you're locked in.
Yeah.
You're locked in. The enemy's coming.
Oh, yeah.
He's coming.
He's coming on day 89.
He's coming. He's coming. But stay locked in. Stay committed.
Yes.
You know, on those days where you don't even want to get out of bed.
Right.
Those are the days that something amazing is going to happen.
Yeah.
Those days you feel like depressed. I don't want to get out of bed. If you get up, pray and get going.
Yep.
Because there's something that's trying to hold you in that bed and keep you in that bed.
Yep.
And you gotta push through that.
It's a fight.
Yeah, it's a fight. It's a fight.
Paul said, fight the good fight for a reason. It's not a cakewalk.
No, and he knows.
Oh,
yeah, he knows. I was watching Joel Tudman. No, it was Keon Henderson on my way here was talking about Paul and like the things that he had to endure, the shipwrecks, the snake bites, the prison, like all.
Yep.
Endure.
Yes.
Endure. You know, we'll probably never have to experience. We have a choice whether we get on the ship or not. I'm not going where the rattlesnakes. You know what I mean? So, but we have to endure. You gotta keep going.
That might be the title of this episode. Stay committed.
You gotta stay committed.
Yeah, and everything.
You gotta stay committed.
Fall apart. That's why relationships don't work out. Even parent-child friendship relationships.
Yeah.
A job. Every area of life. Everything takes commitment. Yeah.
Because we live in a day and age where the internet tells me all the time, I deserve a big, long, black Cadillac Escalade. They send me emails. You deserve this truck. You deserve... for a wife to not have any feelings whatsoever. You deserve to have who said that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like like we have to humble ourselves and be committed to the things that God has given us.
We need to understand that the Bible is serious when it says the wages of sin is death.
Period.
That's what we deserve.
That's what we deserve.
Thankfully, Christ came so we don't have to experience it.
Anything other than me being in hell is a blessing.
Yes.
Because that's what I deserve.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
we live in a day and age where what feels good to me is what you know. Yeah.
What I want trumps what anyone else needs.
Where does the Bible say that? Nowhere. That's and that's the thing. I posted earlier on TikTok and Facebook that non-believers don't read the Bible. They read us.
I just saw that. Yeah. That's so true.
They read us. And it's always the non-believers, here they come.
Right.
With the attack. And my thing is, you're supposed to, the spirit inside you is supposed to feel aggressive like that. Right. But I love you. I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
But the world is watching how we move, how we talk to people, especially how we talk to one another.
Yes.
Why would I be a part of that? They ain't getting along. They can't stand each other.
They will know you by your love for one another.
That's it.
It's you can't judge a book by its cover, but you can a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
That's just reality.
Yeah.
Should you know? Nobody should judge somebody based on their appearance or a label that they've been given. But especially we as Christians, especially in the world that we live in now, in the day and age that we're in, as soon as somebody sees this hat coming, or that my other Yahweh hat, or your just trust God shirt, as soon as they see that, it's like, oh, they think they got us figured out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here comes that judgmental, patriarchal, keeps women down, all this other stuff. For me, I'm racist because I'm white and I'm a Christian.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's Mm-hmm.
But it's our job to prove them wrong and fight through that. It's not their job to change. Because if they're part of the world, they're not supposed to. They're not going to. Mm-hmm. The world is supposed to be worldly. If the world wasn't worldly, Jesus would need Christians.
The world didn't subscribe to what.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My job is to show you
Yes.
who Jesus is by the way I'm loving. Now, that
Right.
might not mean I'm going to tell you what you want me to
Right.
say. I'm going to tell you what
Yeah.
God said. I'm going to tell you what the Bible said.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell it to you just like it is. And I'm going to love you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I can't convert you.
Right.
I can give you the gospel.
Yep.
You can hear it.
Yep.
Faith comes by hearing. And then let
Yep.
the Holy Spirit. I think a lot of times we feel like, have you been evangelizing? No, I ain't been talking to nobody about God because they not going to listen anyway. That what they do with it
Right.
is not your job.
You don't know if they're the good soil or the rocks, or it's up to you to spread the seed.
Yeah.
And that's what it does is what it does.
Yeah. Here's what I've noticed. Because of who I am and I'm kind to people and I love people, non-believers are able to, Daryl, you cool though. You ain't, so tell me about such and such.
Yes.
Daryl, you ain't coming at me like,
Right.
So tell me about, I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? And that's how we're supposed to be.
Yeah.
People liked Jesus. Jesus didn't always say what they
Right.
wanted him to say.
Uh-huh.
He didn't agree with, they liked him. They liked him. But when we're if somebody's beating me over the head with something, whether they're right or not, you lost me.
Yep.
I stopped listening to you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As soon as you came at me wrong, I stopped listening to you.
100%.
I might have listened had you come at me respectfully and in the right way. I don't care who you are or what we're talking about.
Right.
Your volume, tone, cadence, like your listening skills, that stuff's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
That stuff's important, man.
Yep.
You know,
I think there's a reason that Paul didn't describe the vegetables of the Spirit, because fruit is appealing. It's sweet. Everybody likes. There's a fruit that everybody likes. Some people hate vegetables, won't touch them.
There's a fruit they like.
There's a fruit they like. It's tasteful. It's palatable.
Mm-hmm.
The fruits of the Spirit are the same way. They make us appeal to people. Not that we're supposed to change to appeal to them. We don't have to change. We have to be more like Christ.
Absolutely.
Christ appealed to the masses.
Absolutely.
Like you just said, they were drawn to him because he had the fruits of the Spirit. And it's not our job to force them. It's our job to spend time with God, to walk in the Spirit, and then the fruits will come.
Absolutely.
When the seed has been planted in me and it's been growing and growing and growing, it's my job to continue to allow the Holy Spirit to water it so that the fruits are exemplified in my life.
Yeah. And by no means, Daryl's got my gestation period is long. Like I don't have it figured out. No. I make mistakes all the time.
I'm pulling weeds every day.
And I'm open with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even from stage, I'm open with that. So
Right.
that, I'm not holier than thou.
Right. No.
I'm just being used by
Yeah.
God. He chose to use me.
Yep.
I'm not deserving of being used. He
Right.
chose me.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't be a self-righteous pastor.
No.
It's just not going to work.
It's not.
People will see right through you.
Yep.
You cannot, I don't have any struggles. Yeah, you do.
Right.
We just can't see them.
Right. Exactly. You're just really good at hiding them.
You're just really good at hiding them. You're just really good at hiding them. But I pray all the time, Lord, what's in here that's not you?
Yeah.
My pride, take it.
Right.
Take it.
Yep.
Take it. Because ultimately, one day I'm going to leave this earthly body and be face to face with him.
Right.
And I want to hear job well done.
Yep.
Whatever he needs to take out of me to prepare me for the guy who's having a bad day at Marshall's tonight, take it out of him.
Yes.
Because here's what's the messed up part.
Uh-huh.
is God might be putting somebody in my way tonight, and because I have a nasty attitude, I'm not in a position to help them.
Right.
I'm not, because I'm prideful, or God wanted me to be a blessing and to that person, and now I'm not.
Yeah.
That's those type of thoughts are scary, man, for me.
What we were just talking about, I'm mad that I didn't get what I wanted, so I don't give that person what they needed.
Ooh.
They needed Christ, and I'm mad because because my hat didn't show up today.
Yeah.
Or whatever else. I don't get to go play golf with my buddy. Whatever the case may be, whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
And that's so true.
Yeah. It's teachers are judged. I don't know the exact verse, but we're judged more harshly.
Yeah.
We have to try our best to be above reproach.
Yep.
And if you don't embrace that, it just comes with the territory. I went out to lunch with a buddy of mine today, and before I walked into the restaurant, true story, I talked to 4 people that were on a missions team with me. I talked to 4 people outside of the restaurant who I know. Walked in, immediately saw another lady I know that was like, hey, start talking to me about the church. If I got out of my truck and didn't see them and had a nasty attitude, and what am I representing?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
yes.
we it's not like we can't have bad moments, but we got to be cautious because we might have talked to somebody on Sunday about the love of Christ and giving.
Right.
And I hop out the truck steaming mad about something.
Yeah.
That's
so true. That's a good reminder for all of us, everybody. There's nobody that can't take that and reflect on it and humble themselves and admit that that's happened, that it has happened in the past, that it potentially could happen again. If we're mindful of it, we can prevent it.
Yeah.
Or we can at least, minimize it. And that's being humble enough to admit it and understand where and be able to dig into it. I think digging into it and understanding the root of it. I'm not really mad about this. It's really this pride or this selfishness or whatever. There's always, if we're acting like that, there's a sin somewhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this horrible thing. It doesn't have to be we cheat on our wife.
Right.
It could just be a greed or anything. But if we are humble enough to admit it, then we can go deeper and figure out why and address the actual problem instead of the symptom of the anger, and we can actually make change in our life.
Yeah. And I know for me, and I think a lot of men, for me, I mostly get upset from selfishness.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I rarely get upset about something that somebody did that doesn't affect me. I'm in those situations, I'm in help mode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now let me see how I can help you.
Yes.
Figure this out with your mom, but when it's selfish things like they're taking too long. Why didn't you just do like I instructed? Or it's always, for me, this is just me. For me, it's always that selfish pride.
Yeah.
And then then my blood pressure's all high for no reason at all.
I know.
For no reason at all.
Yeah.
I believe that God wants us to control our emotions.
Yeah.
So that our days are long too. Because like, if you don't control your emotions,
that's so true.
You shoot your own blood pressure up.
Yeah.
You're the one laying in the bed at 47 and we could potentially have a heart attack because we're always stressed out. We're always on edge. That's that controlling pridefulness. And through this process, I was telling my friend the other day, I had no idea how controlling I was until we started planning this church.
Wow.
Yep. I had no idea because before I was the head of my household and things like that, but I wasn't the head of something big.
Yeah.
And so now I have to be intentional about not micromanaging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that, like we were talking about what songs for Sunday. Somebody said a song, and I was like, I don't really like that song. So, you know what I mean? I'm not God, like,
Right.
and you know, so I have to double back. Like, if that's blesses God, hey, my hands are off. You know what I mean? And those little things, because like you said, if I run my own company, I'm gonna do every move. Joyce, let me.
Yeah.
You put people around you who you trust are gonna make those decisions so that you don't have to.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I heard a pastor say, I'm going to use this anytime if anyone ever says this to me about worship songs. They come up and say, well, Pastor, I just didn't really like the worship today. He's like, oh, it's okay. It's all right. We weren't worshiping you.
There it is.
But that's what we all want.
There it is.
I've got that in my notes. Part of what I'm going to talk about on Sunday. We were created to worship. The problem is we worship everything but God.
Oh my gosh.
We worship ourselves.
I want them to sing the songs that give me chills inside.
Right.
I want them to sing those songs. I don't want them to sing This Is Amazing Grace. No, I want Jireh.
Right.
God, listen, you ain't God.
And the funny part is whenever Jireh starts being played, somebody over there rolls their eyes like, Jireh again.
Yeah.
And it's, but if we just get, I'm not Jehovah Jireh. The song ain't about me.
So I took myself out of it like this week. Like I don't even know what songs they're singing Sunday. I haven't looked. But whatever songs they picked, cool. Now I'll chime in, like out of the songs they picked, I'll say which one for the reprise based off what my sermon is. But I'm like, I trust that team to. Yeah.
That's my wife.
I can't sing.
Me neither. No. My wife leads worship for us, and I'll help her put the set list together sometimes, but then she'll say, hey, I want to switch this. This is your anointing. You're the one praying about this. Like, you change whatever you want. Yeah. I'll fix the iPad.
They never once said, Daryl, you're preaching about self-control. Nah.
Right.
Nah, we don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Control, man.
Yeah. Well, what time is it? 25. I hate to cut it short.
Yeah.
I got a 5-year-old to celebrate
for
tonight.
Sure. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Shout outs to your mom too.
Yes.
Hello.
And Allie did say hi. She was going to stick around, but she didn't know what time you're going to be here. She had some stuff to home, so she told me to tell you hey.
What's up? So we got to do something, man. We got to get the wives in here.
Absolutely.
And let them vent about our hair chips on the sink. Because I want Heather to know it's not just me.
Right. Oh yeah. It's everybody.
Yeah.
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 So thanks for coming all the way over here.
Yeah,
I came straight from work, so you drove all the way over here to meet me. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. For sure. For sure.
Looking forward to the next one already.
Absolutely, man. Thanks.
Thank you guys for watching and listening. Make sure you like and subscribe, or
please
follow along on whatever platform. Make sure I'll put in the description of the video all the links to Pastor DPJ's social medias, YouTube and everything.
For sure.
Destination Church. Pray for Destination Church.
Please.
You guys are doing awesome things, man.
Thank you,
it's
man.
It's cool to watch.
Thank you.
So
appreciate it.
I'm going to get over there one of these days for a service.
We're glad to have you.
I'm not preaching. I'll sneak over there and hang out. So
for sure.
Awesome. Well, that'll do it for this episode 30. I didn't look. 36, I think.
36.
We're going to call it 36. So.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
See you guys on the next one.
Peace.